Joong. He's so fine. Hey guys, it's April J and I am here with another video. I know it's been a long time for my YouTube channel because there's a new movie out that is so amazing and it is Space Sweepers. It's a little tongue twister. Space Sweepers. Space Sweepers, and it is such an amazing movie that I just had to talk about it. It actually reminded me of back in the day when Rain's Return to Base R2B came out, and I just had to do my review and my little heart just fluttered and I was just so happy. So this movie did that for me. It just I just have to talk about it like every day all day. It's like one of those movies where like The Man from Nowhere, when I saw that movie I was like, oh my gosh, you have to watch this. Like I was stuffing in people's face. I think there's like this meme of like when people don't want to like look at your stuff or a movie, you're like, are you paying attention, Arya? There's a few things I just loved about this movie, but I'll give you a quick synopsis for those who haven't seen it. So it's actually Korea's first sci-fi movie. Oh my gosh. So it's basically about this group of struggling space pirates, which is like so cool, in space on a ship called Sungi, which is Victory, and they find this young girl and they're like, oh my gosh, who is she? And then they find out she's just a human-like robot and the UTS is looking for her because she's so special. And they're like, what? Okay, now we're just like in this big crunch, and it's kind of like a balance of, you know, do you do what's good for the person or do you have to do what's personally good? What makes a good person a good person? You know, do you have to do what you have to do to get things done? Does that make you a bad person? Like the story just really explores that in space, so it's pretty cool. All right, so the first thing I loved about this movie was that there were so many different languages in it. So okay, I'm not a space like sci-fi buff. Like I've only seen just kind of like the regular big ones. I'm a fantasy girl, so Shannara Chronicles or like throw me some magic like the magicians and I'm there. But from what I've seen, it's usually if there's a different language that's shown, it's always like an alien language from a different planet. So Klingon or whatever language that there is. I don't know what like language Baby Yoda speaks, but I'm sure it's like cute. And this one was so cool because it was still Russian, it was English, it was Korean. So they have a device in their ear that translates, because I just thought that was amazing. Like, of course, there's going to be so many different people speaking so many different languages. You need to know how, you know, how to translate and what to do. And I'm sure they're not trying to like write on paper and all this stuff. It's like, okay, what technology can we have that's fast that can translate? And I loved how you can speak your own language and people still understand it. So it didn't make the actors have to speak languages that they weren't fluent in, which obviously when you speak a language that you're not fluent in, it's different, like you're not as confident. So I thought it was amazing to say, okay, there's this planet Earth and the planet blew up or it's, you know, uninhabitable. Most movies were one human race, but here it's like people still held on to their cultures and their native languages, and this like showed it like, okay, it's not like this kumbaya, everyone speaks one language. There's still those nuances in cultures, even though our Earth doesn't exist anymore. So this leads me into the second reason why I love the movie so much is that, okay, people still have their cultures, and it's like, okay, our Earth, you know, we lost our planet, but we're still kind of separated. Because when you see the ships at the beginning, you know, there's this ship with probably the Americans on it, and then there's a ship with the Russians, and then there's a ship with the Koreans, and it's like, no, you can't do that. Those Koreans, they stole our stuff. Like, it's still, everyone is kind of like, you're still out, kind of like the lunch table thing. Like, you're going to sit with the people that either look like you or have the same like culture background. To me, it kind of added a layer that, okay, yeah, everyone's country, you know, usually in movies it's kumbaya, but there still might be some racism, there might, you know, be some sexism. There's like still these nuances that, yes, we lost our planet, but people are still gonna be bees and people are still gonna be terrible and rude. Like, this is what happens in the world. It's not roses. Yeah, we can love the earth, but people are still gonna be rude and mean to each other. Now this leads me into number 3, which I thought the like foreigner placement was like good, because I feel like in a lot of Korean movies they'll just like throw in a foreigner, just like, yeah, someone speak English, and it's like super random. You're like, hold up, what is this person doing in here? It reminds me of that Lee Min-ho. It wasn't in the air, so he said something. Then the next reason why I loved it was, remember I told you guys in the beginning, like what is right? What are you still a good person if you do something bad? What if you have to make like a tough decision that's bad for someone else but is good for you because you know it's someone you care about and you have to put yourself first and your family? So I believe Taeho's character had to like juggle with that, and all of them, like literally everyone's character, they had to like figure out like, wow, what makes me who I am. The fifth reason, can we just give love to Kim Tae-ri? Like, she was a badass. As soon as she came on the screen with those like aviators, like, girl, you're well lucky. Good. I've been a fan of her since I know in The Handmaiden I loved her in, and then I fell in love with her in Mr. Sunshine. She just gets accolades all on her own because she was that amazing. She played her part to the T, honey, work it. Last but not least was the robot Bubs. Now, I really loved how they created his character. It was about like being true to yourself. I just thought it was amazing how sometimes, you know, they just throw in like robots, or, you know, here's an alien, here's this person, but they gave personality and life to Bubs, and they at the end was able to like really be who they are, and I'll use this quote, come into their own skin. Yes, like after there, if you see the movie you know what I'm talking about. Like the scene with Dorothy when Bubs and Dorothy were together, you guys know what scene I'm talking about. It was so cute, oh my gosh. So overall, this movie, I watched it and was just in awe. I don't feel like it was too long. Like every moment it just felt like it was bam bam bam, thank you ma'am. And shout out to the young actress Park Ye-din. Her character playing Kwolnim, which means flower in Korean, aka Dorothy, was just amazing. And I think it's kind of cool to like tie in the Dorothy with like the Wizard of Oz. Like, you know, she, you know, fell asleep and she was in a tornado, fell asleep and then woke up and it's like all this color. And so to me, that's just the connection there with the Wizard of Oz and the name Dorothy, when she just, to me, the parallels are just there. So overall for me, like the death struck me in the heart. The reunion struck me in the heart. Dorothy's cuteness struck me in the heart. And her excessive gas, tiny spoiler, was super cute and funny, and like gave her just like this human like, just you could just connect with her so much. Tiger Park's wholesomeness in the movie. Total praise to the actor Yoo Ha-jin for playing this badass character. And then that part at the end with Song Joong-ki, when it got to reconnect. Take me now, love, take me now. I just had tears. I was at the dining room table watching. I just had tears like waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Hit me right in the cocoa. Tears. I hope you guys love Space Sweepers, Korea's first sci-fi movie. So watch this movie now on Netflix. Let me know if you guys agree in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright, so overall I loved, oh shoot, how long has that been off?